Brahma Gururvishnu Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we are looking at the first question, and here the question is अथ कबंधी कात्यायन उपेत्य पप्रच्छ भगवन् कुतो हवा इमाः प्रजायन्त इति. So there we saw that the student, the first अथ कबंधी कात्यायन उपेत्य पप्रच्छ भगवन् कुतो Hava imaf prajayanta iti. Then the first student, actually out of the whole list, the last one, Katyayana Kabandhi or Kabandhi Katyayana, he approached the sage Pippala, then asked him, "O great one, O great venerable sir, from where are these creatures born?" And to that the teacher answers in the fourth verse. This is what we were looking at. He says, Tasmai sa hovacha prajakamo vai prajapati sa tapaha tapotapyata sa tapastaptva samithunam utpadayate rayincha pranancheti etau me bahudaf praja karishyata iti. To that, the teacher said, to that question, from where the creatures come from, the sage Pippala, he answered. What does he say? The creator, desirous of creatures, performed penance. He performed tapasya. Tapo tapyata satapas taptva. And what is tapasya? Tapasya is, we'll see what our Adi Shankaracharya says. Having performed the penance, having done the tapasya, he created the pair, he created duality, he created the opposites. And what are the opposites? Rayincha pranan. So Rai is the matter and pran is the life, and that pair we will keep saying it. He will keep explaining as we go along. Either you can say it as matter and energy. Matter is the rai, energy is the pran. You can say sun is the pran and moon is the matter. You can say Ishvara is the pran and jiva is the matter, is the rai, and in this way subject and the object, again subject is the pran and object is the rai or the matter, or eater and the eaten, eater is the pran and eaten is the rai or the matter, the devourer and the devoured. Devoured is the matter, devourer is the prana, and in this way he goes on. And thinking that they together. And why did he create the duality? Because he thought that they will continue to produce further. Why does the any two things come together, matter and energy? So that consequent creation can keep happening. And in this way, the Shankaracharya, we were looking at the where were we? In the fourth one, no? So here when we saw where are we? Rayinch, in the Bhashya, the last paragraph, Rayincha somam annam pranam chagnim attaram etavagni sho. I'll read it in this one. एतावग्नि पोमावत्र अन्नभूतौ मे मम बहुधा न एकधा प्रजा करिष्यत iti. So here he says that atta means the eater and annam is the eaten, and again these are the two pair, the pair that he created, and these two together, the experiencer and the experienced, seer and the seen, knower and the known, and so on. You can make your own pairs and will create the whole by themselves, thinking this way. Now he started creating the Brahmand, and the first thing in creation of Brahmand is the sun and the moon. Rayincha somam annam. So the sun and the moon. So here the Adi Shankaracharya's commentary, it says the creation is at two levels. One is at totality level, one is at the individuality level, or one is at the gross level, one is at the subtle level. So here he says that at the totality level, in which all the universe is included in that totality level, and then there is the individual Brahmand. This is one Brahmand, this is one small creation. One wave has its own individuality, and what is ocean? Ocean is that which includes all the individual waves. And at the other level, an individual is an individual Brahmand, individual creation. Ocean is the total creation. So here, and then the individual Brahmand is created. Just as in the total creation, there is a Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the creator, maintainer and destroyer. So also, excuse me, so also at the individual level, that same Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh appear as a dreamer, waker and sleeper. So there also the three worlds are there: waking world, dream world and deep sleep world. And at the totality level, the world is the Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, or Brahmaji is the lord of the Rajasic world. The Vishnu is the lord of the Sattvic world, and Mahesh is the lord of the Tamasic world. And in this way, so here two principles are given. First is the matter is told, and the expression of consciousness through matter, and or the expression of reality as consciousness through the matter or in the matter. And that is the first principle. And the second principle, so this is one principle, this is happening everywhere. Matter, conscious, reality expressing as consciousness through matter. When consciousness expresses through matter, it is called life. So this is the general principle that we see. And this is true for individuality also, and it is true for the totality also. Both levels. Then the second principle is that matter is again of two types, and that is gross and subtle matter. And in these two principles, the principle of creation and dissolution both is given, and in this way see, in Bhagavad Mahapuran also different theories of creation are given, and there we see that one is Brahmaji created the Sanat Kumaras, and then the Narad Muni, and then the Rishis, and eventually he created Manu and Shatrupa. Manu is who am I? Shatrupa is the multiplicity, and this way it was told there. Then another creation story was the Pracheta story. Then third was the Brahmaji can, it was told in Srimad Bhagavat that Brahmaji can create the creation, but he cannot create the material out of which he creates the creation. And that was another angle of approach. And the fourth way, there are many more. We are just taking 3-4 of them. And the fourth one is that, the third one is that Brahmaji cannot create the material cause. He can only manipulate, permutate, combine the material which is already present and create the creation. And this was one of the this is one of the way of approach given with reference to creation. That means Brahmaji who is himself a product of Moola Prakriti. Therefore, he cannot create the Moola Prakriti, which is the material. She creates the space, air, fire, water, earth, etc. Brahmaji just takes those materials and combines them. So therefore, here it is told, Athatu, last paragraph, Athatu sa evam tapastapva shrautam jnanamanvalokya lochya सृष्टि साधन भूतम मिथुनम उत्पादयते मिथुनम द्वंद्वम उत्पादितवान. So here the word used is tapastaptva. So what is tapasya? Tapasya means firstly we have to know what is what. Means we have to be, awareness has to be there. You cannot be dull. You cannot be living in default. You cannot be living in memories. You cannot be living in expectations. You have to live in the moment. Only then you are aware. When you are not caught up in anything, when you are not identified with anything, then you are aware of what is going on, of what is. So first thing is know what is what. We don't even know what our thoughts are coming for. We don't even know why we were born. We don't know what our purpose of life is. We don't know what is going to happen next. That generates fear. If you know what is what, samatvam yoga uchyate. Remain in the center. Be in the poise. Be aware. And when we are aware, then we are ready to change our knowledge. once upon a time, and this has been happening to you in your life. As a child, you are playing with toys. As you grew up, got married, you started playing with your kids. As you still grew, and somewhere along the way, so your knowledge changed. You don't keep playing and feel satisfied today. No, I got my toys from when I was 3-year old. And what is your age? 60, 70, 80? No. But I know one person who is like that. He is 77 now in Sydney. And he has got a special room where he has his toy cars from the time he was a young kid. And his job is every day he goes religiously to his room, cleans all the cars, those toy cars, shines them. And he has got the racetrack and this and that, and he races. He's still in that world. Hasn't grown. But anyway, if we are aware, if we are alert, if we are vigilant, then we are ready. Second point, we are ready to change our knowledge. Depending upon the circumstances, depending upon the new knowledge, if we are coming across the scriptures, we have been studying the scriptures for so many months and years now, and many things the Bhagavad Gita says, many things that the Upanishads are telling, have we implemented them in our life, or are we still living at the default level? Me, my body, my relatives, my possessions, my security, my health. Are we still indulging only in that, or have we changed our knowledge? And this we have to implement. This is the Kriya Shakti. So, first is awareness, to know what is what. Second is the Kriya Shakti, that we must change our knowledge. We must be ready. There are two things. One is the readiness, one is the ability. Readiness is at the mental level. And ability is when it is being acted out. You should have the readiness. I may be ready to study the scriptures, but are we able to implement the knowledge of the scriptures in our life? I may watch the YouTube to see how pizza is made, pasta is made, gulab jamun is made, barfi is made. But do I have the technology and the ability to put that into practice? And am I able to make all those things which I continuously spend on the screen looking at and to know how each thing is made? See? So first thing was to know what is what. Second thing is we should change our knowledge. We must accept that we don't know everything, therefore we get exposed, and life is continuously exposing us anyway. As I told you before, from childhood to teenage to youth to grown up, with every passing experience, every passing event, every passing contact, with every day, change is happening. New knowledge is coming to you. Are you available to the change? Are we ready to change? And the third part is as I said before, are we able to change? and we should have the ability to change, cultivate the required acumen, or the tools, whatever is required, the commitment, the dedication, the discipline, the conviction to implement it in our life. That will be Jnana Shakti. Kriya Shakti is the we are ready to change our knowledge. When you get before marriage, you are a man and a woman. Then after Jaymala, after Havan, you are ready to change your knowledge. What is the knowledge? Before I was independent, before I was a bachelor or a bachelorette, now I am wife, I am husband. Change the knowledge. And then it takes a few days, few months, depends upon how much we are ready to change, and slowly we are able to, that husband starts expressing through the man, the wife starts expressing through the woman. We are ready to change. We have implemented the change also. Initially the husband will say, hello wife, and you are looking at someone. Who is he calling? I don't know. Did you call me or did you call someone else? But after a few weeks, after a few months, you get identified with that. Same way we must get identified with the new knowledge, and that is, I am of the nature of consciousness. I have the readiness to change. I have the ability to implement the change. And in this way, putting these three together. What is these three? First is knowing what is what. Second is we must be able to we must be ready to change our knowledge. And third, we must have the ability to change and live according to that knowledge by implementing in our life. When these three are put together, this is called tapasya. And this is happening to you at your workplace, in your business place, in your daily life. When you got married, when you have a child, you have to change your the way you function. The moment you become parents, everything changes. And in this manner, tapasya. Athatu sa evam tapastaptva shrautam jnanamanvalokya srushti sadhana bhutam mithunam utpadayate. And based on this new knowledge and implementation of that knowledge, whatever ensues, that is the creation. Tapas tattva. Tapas tattva does not mean, when you are doing tapasya doesn't mean that you are creating something new. When you go to do tapasya in the gym, you are not creating the muscles. They are already there. You put yourself into the regimen and the muscles are developed. They start showing, they start expressing. Similarly, tapas tattva here means that knowledge was already there. And what is that knowledge? That knowledge is what the shrautam is the scriptures and what is heard. And what is it? That knowledge? Jeev Jagat Ishwar. So where was it before? It was unmanifest. You went to the gym because you had a desire, the muscles come out. Similarly, in that one reality, the Jeev Jagat Ishvara possibility is unmanifest, and then it starts manifesting because he did tapasya. So in this way when he contemplated in this way, and he created the duality. And where are we? मिथुनम उत्पादयते, मिथुनम द्वंद्वम उत्पादितवान. Dvandvam is the duality. Utpaditavan, he created, he brought forth. And in this way, he contemplated and created the duality. And this duality is of the there is duality in matter as well as matter in space. There are directions. There is inside, outside, heat and cold, soft and hard. There is duality in matter, man and woman, matter. But there is duality in consciousness also. Understand this. So, what is duality in consciousness? There, one is the total consciousness, one is the individual consciousness. Total consciousness is called Ishvara, he is the controller of matter, and the individual consciousness, he is controlled by matter. Where are you sitting? We are not here to just appreciate the Upanishad. We have to apply it on ourselves. If we are living in this world of duality, where are we sitting in ourselves? Are we sitting in ourselves as an individual, or are we sitting in ourselves as the total? If we say, the Lord is functioning through me, then are we the master of all the matter? Are we the controller of our own matter, of all the matter? Controller here means not being affected, influenced, enslaved by matter. Ishvara never says, oh, it's so hot today. Oh, put the heater on, it's so cold today. I'm tired of sitting in the Kailash for so long. It's so cold. Nobody is offering me a air conditioning unit. No. No complaints. When we are influenced by matter, that very moment individuality begins. When do we start getting influenced by matter? The moment we get identified with matter, individuality begins. So here, two things. At the matter level, I told you the duality. At the conscious level also, the total and the individual. Therefore, the conclusion we can come to is that one Paramatma alone is the experiencer also and the experienced also. He himself has become the Rahi and he himself has become the Prana. He has himself become the Atta and he has himself become the Annam. Atta the eater, Annam the eaten. Rahi the matter, Prana the consciousness. That Paramatma is my true nature. So don't get lost in this duality. Here, our vision is not being directed to appreciate, how much the Upanishadkar, the sages have thought about, what a great revelation. Get out of all that. Apply it on yourself. Apply it on yourself. If the principle is the Paramatma himself is the experiencer and the experienced, then I also am the experiencer and the experienced also. I alone have become the two. One mind has become the subject and the object. Subject the eater, object the eaten. Subject the experiencer, object the experienced. Just different words used, eater and eaten, etc. So you understand. And then he says, and then he blessed them. Then he blessed them to multiply. So here in the 4th verse, as I mentioned last week also, the principle is given, and now the explanation will begin. And here he says, where were we? You can repeat after me. Adityo vai pranaha, Adityo vai pranaha, Rahireva chandrama, Rahireva chandrama, Yayir Rairva etat sarvam yan murtam cha, Rairva etat sarvam yan murtam cha, Tasmat murtireva raihi, Tasman murtireva raihi. Together, Adityo vai prano rahireva chandrama, Rahirva etat sarvam yan murtam cha, Tasman murtireva raihi. Here it says Adityo vai pranaha, sun is energy, Raireva chandrama, matter is moon, Rahirva etat sarvam yan murtam cha, or matter is verily all these things, what is with form and what is formless. So form is matter. Tasmat murtireva raihi, rahi matter, rai object, rai inertness, and the opposite of that is energy, light, consciousness, life, subject, seer, seen, experiencer, seer, experience, all with er. Seer, experiencer, knower, waker, dreamer, etc., etc. So what is told here in the Bhashya? Tatradityah havai pranaha atta agnihi. So here it is told, Tatra Aditya Prana Agnihi, that conclusively it is told that Aditya, which is the sun, itself is the Bhokta Agni. Bhokta Agni means he is the devourer, he is the fire which consumes everything, and he is the Pran, means he is the energy, he is the Bhokta, he is not the Bhogya, he is the subject. And Rahireva chandramaha, Rahi evannam soma eva, and Rahi is anna, Rahi is food, and that is the moon. So here the pair that have been taken is sun and the moon. Moon has no light of its own. Moon is continuously devoured by the light. Moon has got no independent existence. Sun has independent existence. Sun has its own light. Moon has got no light of its own. Tadetad ekam atta chanam cha prajapati rekam tu mithunam gunapradhana kruto bhedaha. And then on one, first they said Aditya or the sun is pran and moon is the matter and or the rai, and then they say that both the devourer and the devoured, the eater and the eaten, atta and the annam, pran and the rai. So I'll give you different words. Prana is equal to eater, atta, is equal to subject, is equal to Ishvara, is equal to sun. And on the other hand, the moon is equal to annam is equal to object, is equal to individuality, is equal to the objective, everything that is matter. Yeah, matter. Then suddenly, having said that one is the eater and other is the eaten, suddenly the statement changes. Tadetad ekam atta cha annam cha prajapati rekam tu mithunam gunapradhana kruto bhedaha. He says that this bhokta and the bhogya vastu, the eater and the eaten, they are both one alone, they are not separate. There is no difference between them. So out of one only these two have come out, but appearing as two. Out of one man only the father, the husband also has come, the knower has come and the known has come. The seer has come and the seen has come. And the experiencer has come and the experienced has come. From where have they come? Have they come from outside? No. Think of in the dream. So one alone is the one Prajapati. He himself is playing with himself and is appearing as two. And the difference is only on account of bhava. Bhava is, one is, for example, the eater, the other is eaten. One is Ishvara, the controller, and the individual, the controlled. Is there a possibility for a controlled to become the controller? Yes. You change the bhava. Instead of getting identified with one matter and think that I am poor me, at the mercy of this body, at the mercy of these pains, and the mercy of my past, and the mercy of my future aspirations, at the mercy of this society and the world. No, change the whole equation, change your knowledge, implement it in your daily life, remain in the center, study the scriptures, and you can raise yourself and you can see that individuality and totality both are nothing but matter. Both are nothing but matter. Both are rai. Both are objects only, appearing as subtle object and gross object. Just like waking, dream and deep sleep. All are mind only. One appearing as gross in the waking, dream appearing in the subtle. But both are mind only. Before, what did we say? Oh, the waker is the eater and the waking world is the eaten. Dreamer is the eater or the experiencer and the dream world is the eaten or the experienced. Now we are taking one step back. We are saying gross and subtle, individual and total, sun and moon, All duality, eater and eaten, pran and rai, is nothing but the food only, is nothing but annam, is nothing but matter. How? We'll see. Katham, how come you are saying this? How is this possible? How is this conclusion? Rairva annam va etat sarvam kim tadyan murtam cha sthulam cha amurtam cha sukshmam cha murta murte atra anna rupe raireva. How is this? So, in answer to that question, how can you make this statement? It is said that everything is rai, everything is annam, and what is that? Everything that is gross and everything that is subtle, everything that is falling under the headline of experiencer, everything that is falling under the headline of experienced, everything is nothing but rai, everything is nothing but matter. Meaning, apply it on yourself, that the waker, the experiencer, the waking world, the experienced, the dreamer, the experiencer, the dream world, the experienced, ocean, the total experiencer, controller, unaffected by all the waves, and waves, individual. So total form and individual form. Ishvara the total form, individual the individual form. Ishvara the total consciousness, individual the individual consciousness. Waker the sattvic consciousness, dreamer the rajasic consciousness, sleeper the tamasic consciousness. Ishvara, the total consciousness, individual, the individual consciousness. All these are only names. All these come under the umbrella of Rai. In other words, they all come under the umbrella of matter. Whether it is gross, whether it is subtle, or it is causal. Here causal word is not used, but gross and subtle. It is understood causal also, because causal karke koi, there is nothing called causal anyway. Unnecessarily go into cause and effect and complicate our life. Don't get carried away by this whole. This is for us to understand that who gets disturbed? The desirer. Who is experiencing the waking world? The waker, I. Desirer, I. Dreamer, I. Sleeper, I. And I feel I am continuous. I was there yesterday, I am there today. The world may be changing. And I say, I am the consciousness. The world is unconscious. It is inert. But what is my understanding when we say discriminate between the constant and the changing? Which constant are we looking at? Are we looking at the waker constant? Are we looking at the waker, dreamer and sleeper? All three are constant. Every day they come and go. Are they constants? Is individuality a constant? The individual consciousness, is it a constant? Is Ishvara a constant? There also in Adhyatma Ramayana, Sita is saying Ishvara, Ram cannot do anything until unless I don't give it form. But sometimes she gives it form, sometimes she takes away the form. Then what do you do now? The universe appears, the universe disappears. What do you do? And when the universe appears, it is a play of the Pran and Rai, consciousness and matter. Sometimes they are gross manifest, sometimes subtle manifest, sometimes causal manifest or unmanifest. So they are not constant. That consciousness which is present in relationship, whether it is the controller consciousness or it is a controlled consciousness, but still it is a part of this world. So here Shankaracharya says, all this, with form, without form, individual or total, everything comes under the definition of Rahi. Everything comes under the definition of matter. Wow, we never thought like this. Huh? Continuing. Where are we? हाँ, तस्मात् प्रविभक्ताद क्या है, अमूर्ताद यदन्यन मूर्त रूपम मूर्ति ही स एव रहि मूर्ते नाद्यमानत्वात्. Therefore, in this manner, wherever there is division, and in that division we see the formless consciousness, and we see the form called object, form called body, form called whatever your experience, everything, both the pairs, both the aspect of that pair. In duality is always of the two, seer and seen, hearer and heard, experiencer and experienced. Both come under the purview of Anna, because now here one more element is added. What is that? Raihi amurte nadhyamanatvat. When we take one step back, that we are having class is going on. Can you come afterwards? So, where are we? Because if we take one step back from seer and seen, hearer and heard, smeller and smelt, taster and tasted, knower and known, experiencer and experienced, if we go and if we take all these pairs of opposites as matter, then who is the consciousness? Then suddenly we find there is one person behind. He is called the witnessing conscious, and that is the Amurth. That is the true consciousness. And all these pairs of opposites here, what we think as our own personality, that is nothing but matter. Thought is also a matter, and in this way the thought has been presented. Now let's look a bit more about it. So as we said, experiencer is necessarily conscious, and experienced is necessarily matter. It is inert. And so here the sun is the pran and moon is the rai. Sun is the enjoyer, moon is the enjoyed. Sun is the eater, moon is the eaten. And one is the experiencer, the other is the experienced. And in this way, sun is life, because by nature sun has heat and light, and wherever it goes, it wakes up everyone, it infuses energy. And moon by nature is inert, it is dead, it only has borrowed light. And in this way, and moon is without life. Sun is a living planet, moon is a dead planet. We can say it that way. In other words, rai, everything rai coming under the definition of rai is dead. Everything coming under the definition of pran is alive. So when it is told that the Prajapati created the pair, means Prajapati himself became the pair. And as we told before, just as water itself became the ocean and the waves. And what is ocean? Totality. What is wave? Individuality. So the difference between individuality and totality, ocean and wave, is due to its quality, its scope, its strength, and so on. It's affected or not affected. Wave is affected, ocean is not affected, and so on. For example, when we see, so there, when we are talking about eater and eaten, the ocean, just like a knife cutting vegetables, the knife cuts into the vegetable. But on the other hand, with continuous usage, you will see with every cut, the vegetable is also blunting the knife. So it's happening both ways. Eater and eaten. So same way here also, that one reality itself has become the eater and the eaten, and therefore anything that is known is rai, and anything that is and that which is inert is rai, and all the known is always known by a knower. That knower who knows the known, that seer who knows the seen, that experiencer who knows the experienced, is the prana, is the eater. And this game which is going on of the knower known, experiencer experienced, the sun and the moon, the individual and the total, all these opposites, seer, seen, hearing, heard, thinker, thought, so on. All these opposites, meaning all the pran and all the rahi, all the subject and all the objects are known by someone else. All the triputis, if we say a thought is made up of triputi, the subject, the object and the instrument of knowledge. There is someone who knows that one thought came and went, and then the next thought came and went, and the third thought came and went. That's a different matter. I take the position as a teacher now, and you take the speaker, and you take the position of a listener. So I am speaking, you are listening. Who knows that there is a that there is a speaker and there is a spoken to? Someone is witnessing. That witness is present in you also, in me also. Is the untouched one. This is a extension of the Mundaka Upanishad, where it comes the Do Suparna, two birds on a tree. One is picking on the fruits and the other one is happy with himself. This witness here is happy with himself. The seer wants a variety of seen. The experiencer wants variety of experienced. The knower wants many knowns. The eater wants many things to eat. But both are, subject and object are interdependent, coexisting. But there is a witness behind who is watching all this going on, this play of duality which is going on. Unconcerned, unaffected, uninfluenced. Therefore, here it is told in the last line, Murti Reva Rai Murte Anadya Manatvat, that both the experiencer and the experienced are both matter. If you want to, you have to expand your scope of thinking from all different angles. Seen is inert, seer is conscious, reader is conscious, read the words on the paper, they are inert. The seer, the hearer, the toucher, the feeler, he is subtle, subtle consciousness. And what he is interacting with is gross consciousness, gross matter. Till here we understand, but now we are saying that both the experiencer and the experience, the knower and the known, the seer and the seen, all these pairs are nothing but inert, are nothing but rahi, nothing but annam. For whom? For the one behind, for the witness, for the Atma. Without the Atma, this game cannot go on. Therefore, all that is seen and not seen is only matter. Thus, don't get lost in the experiencer nor get lost in the experienced. The quality of both is the same. Quality of both is the same. For so many years, 300 years, 400 years now, the place is called as Gulf of Mexico. Now Trump comes and he says it is going to be called Gulf of America. It's a huge mass of water. Today it is called Indian Ocean. Who called it Indian Ocean once upon a time? That time the word India was also not there. Bay of Bengal name was not there. It was called by some other name. The land masses were having different formations. So maybe the oceans were having different shape and different names. Everything keeps changing. That which is changing is inert. That which is unchanging is the truth. And what we see as change, and the change is always due to the two opposites, seer and seen, hearer and heard, experiencer and experienced. Rather than think, I am consciousness, this is inert, I am life, this is without life. No, here the Shruti is telling that both the experiencer and the experienced, both have to be given zero value because both are inert. So it is pushing you as a seeker, or our sage Pippalad is impressing the mind of the questioner that take a step back, man. Take a step back. Don't live at the default level of seer, seen, hearer, heard, etc., etc. Take a step back. So just like when we say that there is Gaunatma, Mithyatma and Mukhyatma, Panchadashi says. Gaunatma is the various roles that you play, father, mother, daughter, sister, etc. That is virtual I. That virtual I, if you are playing a role of a father, then it is with reference to children. So their father is the pran and children are the rai. If you are playing the role of a husband, husband is the pran and wife is the rai. If you are playing the role of a son, then son is the pran and parents are the rai. That is that relational. All you are wearing only hats. But you say, oh my God, this is all happening, so many roles, but you said that all of them are matter only. Yes. You come, if you want to wean away from all that duality of all those roles, you come back to being the body. Now what is happening? The body, breath, mind, intellect is the rai, the matter. If you are identified with this matter, you are individual. If you are not identified this with matter, or you have included all the individuals in yourself, then you are the Ishvara. Even this idea that is being presented is nothing but at the level of matter only. Then you come back even further. And that is the Mukhyatma, the absolute self, which never comes and goes, which never changes. तथा मूर्तः अपि प्राणः अत्ता सर्वम एव यच्छाद्यम. In this manner, that everything is nothing but in the Here it says Amurta Pranarup. So he says everything that you are experiencing at this moment, both the experiencer and the experienced, is nothing but Annam. How? Here now example is taken, another example or similar example but in more detail. Atha, repeat after me. Athaditya udayan yat prachim disham pravishati, udayan yat prachim disham pravishati, tena prachyan प्राणान रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते यद्दक्षिणां यत्प्रतीचीं यदुदीचीं यदधो यदूर्ध्वं यदन्तरा दिशो यत्सर्वं प्रकाशयति तेन सर्वान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते. Together. अथादित्य उदयन यत् प्राचीं दिशं प्रविशति तेन प्राच्यान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते यद् दक्षिणां यत् प्रतीचीं यदुदीचीं यदधो यद्ऊर्ध्वं यदन्तरा दिशो यत् सर्वं प्रकाशयति तेन सर्वान् प्राणान् रश्मिषु सन्निधत्ते. Here it says, when the sun rises in the east and and enters into the east, and at that time it gives life to everyone. It experiences everything. Everyone is able to experience everything. In darkness, you cannot see the world. The moment sun comes up, you are able to see everything. In the sunlight, you are able to experience all the objects. And therefore, and that sun, in other words, has entered into everything and every being. It has entered into the mind. It wakes you up. It enters into your eyes. With your eyes, you are able to see the whole variety of the world. It's not because you have eyes. You had eyes in the night also, but you could not see anything. But it's because of the sun. The one who knows this, that is the sun. Because of the sun, I am able to see everything, and that sun is expressing through me, in and through me. It has entered into everything in this world. He is a wise one. And similarly, then it says here that it enters into all the different direction. Yad dakshinam, yad pratichim, yadudicim, yadado, yadurdhvam, yadantara, disho, yad sarvam prakashayati. So here it says that in the similar manner, when the sun goes to the east, west, north, south, inside, outside, up and down, in all the 10 directions, it illuminates all the 10 directions. See? At that time, because in our Sanatan Dharma, all the directions have been deified. They have been given a name. All the planets are deified. All the cosmic forces are deified. They are made divine as a person. Sun is also a person, a devata. Moon is also a devata. All the planets are also devata. All the breaths, different types of breaths or different types of air, they are also devatas. Similarly, the dikpalas or the 10 directions are also devatas. And here it is said that by illuminating them, he is actually, without him the directions have got no meaning. So he is holding all the 10 directions in himself. He alone is expressing in and through all the 10 directions. 10 directions have got no meaning if there is no sun. Similarly, waking experience has got no meaning if there is no sunrise. In this manner, think. Here it says, अथादित्य उदयनुत गच्छन् प्राणिनां चक्षुर्गोचरम् आगच्छन् यत् प्राचीं दिशं स्वप्रकाशेन प्रविशति व्याप्नोति. Just as when the sun rises and it starts going upwards, and then it becomes the objects for our eyes, it illuminates all the objects for all the eyes of all the beings, and in that way it is entering into the eyes of all the beings, and it is entering into all the objects, because what you see as the world is only the reflected light of the sun on the object that you are calling an object. You are not seeing an object, you are seeing the reflected light on the object. So you are not seeing the world, you are seeing the sunlight reflected on the world, and then you are giving it a name, world. Same world was absent in the absence of sun. In other words, and slowly it enters into the east, and slowly it starts pervading everything as it begins its journey. स्वप्रकाशेन प्रविशति व्याप्नोति यत् प्राचीं दिशं स्वप्रकाशेन. By its own light it enters into everything, into the light of your vision. It gives you, why do you have vision? Because there is sunlight, so there is vision. In the darkness there is no vision, and it pervades everything. Tena swatma vyaptya सर्वांस तत्स्थान प्राणान प्राच्यानंतर्भूतान रश्मिषु स्वात्म भाव भास रूपेषु व्याप्ति मत्सु व्याप्तवात् प्राणिनः सन्निधत्ते सन्निवेशयति. Same thing what I am telling you, maybe I have preempted it. It's saying that by its pervasiveness, because it is its nature of pervasiveness, it's pervading the subject as well as the seer, the vision, as well as what the vision is illuminating, that object also it is pervading. And in this way what should I say? In other words, it is holding, it is dharana. Here word sannidhatte, sanniveshayati. So by holding everything within itself, it has entered into everything. Yaptatvat praninaha sannidhatte sanniveshayati. So it's holding this whole world of duality within itself, and by holding it means it already means that it has it is pervading, it has entered into everything else. The ocean is holding all the waves means the ocean is already pervading all the waves. It is not a linear process that first it holds, then it enters. It's not that way. सन्निधत्ते सन्य आत्मभूतान करोति इति अर्थः. In other words, the sun, by its pervasiveness, it holds everything within itself. Atmabhut. And the same way, when it goes to the west, it or south or north or down or up or inside or outside, in whichever direction it goes, it keeps illuminating all of them, and it keeps pervading all of them, and in this way all the experiencers, it holds on, it, what do you call it, धारण करना, he how should I say that? Yeah, he holds by pervading all the pranas, meaning all the experiencers, and that is told here. Tatha eva yat pravishati dakshinam yat praticim yadudicim adha urdhvam yat pravishati yat chantara dishaha kona disho avantara disho yat chanyata sarvam prakashayati tena swaprakasha vyaptya sarvan sarva diksthan pranan rashmishu sannidhatte. Sannidhatte is to hold, and that, as I said, just as the ocean holds all the waves by pervading the waves, the gold holds all the ornaments within itself by pervading all the ornaments at the same time. It's not a holding and pervading is not a separate event. It's simultaneous. And so also here the example of the sun is taken and shown to us, that it is told that the sun as if enters all the pranas, meaning all the beings, and as if enlivens, that another word for dharayati or sannidhatte is to it enlivens them. And when it says atma bhutan karoti, means it enlivens each one of them. The eyes were there before, but when the sun comes, they become enlivened. The birds were there before, you couldn't hear them before when they were sleeping. The moment sun comes, they wake up. The moment they wake up, you also wake up, same time, hopefully. Then you are able to hear, experience. To apply it on yourself, now the sunrise is taken as our own life. And when we become aware, first point, when we become aware that we have come out of deep sleep, we are waking up, and what happens at that stage? That we become aware of ourselves. We are not talking about body, we are not talking about mind. We are talking about you become aware of your own self. Then the next stage is that, and what is that yourself? You become aware of I am. Aham asmi. I am. And this happens when you are coming out of deep sleep. This I am consciousness, just like that Prajapati, he became the Rai and the Pran. Similarly, this I am consciousness, now at that time in your mind, I am thought is also not there. You just know that you are awake, that you are conscious without a thought. Now it is ready to divide. It is ready to become subject and object. It is ready to become Pran and Rai. It is ready to become I, me and my mind, if you want to say it that way. It is ready to become, express as the I thought. The I thought appears at the intellect level. The objective thoughts appear at the mind level. Subject at the intellect level, object at the mind level. So here it's saying that it's ready to express as the I thought, and it's ready to get differentiated as the subject and the object, as I just said. This is happening to you every day. This is happening to you every moment. The Triputi comes. Between two Triputis, there is nothing but awareness. It's not empty mind. There is nothing but awareness in between two thoughts. Slow down. Chant Om, chant your japa. Slow down. Slow down your mind. All this, what is being written, it will become your direct experience. The moment I is born, I thought comes about, immediately question comes, where am I? Sense of direction comes. Sense of time comes about. What time is it? Space and time, both you become available to straight away. The moment thought comes, space and time come. And object also. And then after the sense of direction and the sense of time, when these two enter into your mind and you start thinking about it, that the I gets associated with it. Now I is associating with directions, I is associating with time, so that means I has become the subject and directions have become the object. I has become the subject and time has become the object. When this happens very fast, then the whole body, which was lying dead in the bed, becomes enlivened. Becomes invigorated. And at that very moment when it gets enlivened, the aham vritti, the I thought, takes the ownership of that body and says, I am this body. This we have to, eventually, as the sadhana goes, we have to stop that or go beyond that. Thus, the moment the I thought gets enlivened, that very moment the game, the duality of pran and rai, the I versus not I, the consciousness versus matter, totality versus individuality. In other words, all opposites, experiencer and the experienced, knower and the known, they all start coming about. This is the game. Either get caught up in the game, or by studying the scriptures, understand what is going on and yet nothing is going on. Remain as the witness rather than become the owner of what is going on, rather than being the one who is identified with what is going on. Think about it. We look at our 7th verse from our next class. Need patience to understand this, and that patience will come from being subjective. If you are taking a chill pill and understanding, having a great love for the Upanishads, a greatness for the Upanishads, and taking it in the right, with the interacting with this whole Upanishad in the right frame of mind, it is going quite. It's not the mirror example or the snake example. Here we are. The question was, where has this creation come from? Where have the creatures come from? Don't forget the question. So, let's see. I'm not going to give you any answers. I'm just going along with the commentary. We have had similar thoughts presented before, but yeah, it's a bit detailed, but enjoy it and apply it. I'm trying to make it as subjective as possible as I'm going along with the bhashya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.